So if I look at number 5, they say the provision for bad debts must be adjusted to 4% of the outstanding debtors. Now what I do is I firstly go look, what is my balance? So let me just find my page. Where's my page? My page doesn't exist. Who can tell me what's the debtors control balance? I see, yeah, I don't know where it is. 17975. Okay, now I know if I look, please stop talking. I look and I see on the 4th, we wrote off further bad debts for 900, right? So, what is my debtors control now? 17,075. So if I calculate 4%, it gives me my new provision for bad debts, which is what? 683. Okay, now I'm going to subtract the old one, which I will find in the trial balance. And how much is the old one? 87. Can you guys look on the trial balance for me? 870. Thank you. Okay, now I see I need to make it less with how much? 187. And because I make it less, it means that 187 is an income. It's an income. So I'm going to have provision for bad debt adjustment. It's going to be 683 less 870 gives me 187. Everybody sharp?
Ma'am, may you please re-explain what you just did?
Okay, so I'm quickly revising what I did. I take my debtors control 17,975, right? I go through my adjustments and I see, oh, there's an adjustment that's going to influence my debtors control. Ne? And my debtors control will be influenced here. Can you see they say a first and final dividend was received. This amount was recorded. So the 1,002 is already subtracted from my debtors. The only thing that was not recorded is the part that I bad debt. The part that I bad debt, we calculated as 900. I can see here, can you see my bad debts increased with 900. So now what I do is I'm going to subtract the 900 to get my debtors control. My debtors control, they say to me in the adjustment, I need to adjust provision for bad debts to 4% of outstanding debtors. Right. So 4% of my debtors gives me 683. So this is now my provision for bad debt that I'm going to take to receivables. Right. Now I'm going to look for the old provision. So this I find in the pre-adjustment trial balance. It says provision for bad debts 870. So meaning at this stage in my books it's 870. But I don't want it to be 870. I want it to be 683. So I'm going to subtract 187. So the 187 becomes a income. The difference. Is everybody sure? You're still going to have to think about it a little bit. Hey? Okay. So, next one, we do the loan statement. So with the loan statement, I know they want to calculate interest expense. So I am going to draw a T account for loan. So if I draw a T account for loan, I know I've got an opening and a closing and a bank and an income. interest on. Okay, so let's see. They tell me my opening is 980. They tell me my closing is 820. And they tell me my monthly repayments is 23840. So what is that? Okay, and now I balance.
286, not 1286.
Oh, he said 1.
So
Yeah, it's your fault.
you mistake.
So I say 980. I just quickly want to show you something. If I say 980 minus 286, what do you get? What do you get?
6, 9.
So if I were to look in my pre-adjustment trial balance, if there was a loan here, can you see this is just an extract, they didn't give me capital or nothing. But if they showed me loan, it would have been the 6, what is that amount you got?
693920.
Okay, that amount would have been in here. Why? Because while I'm doing through the year, what am I doing? I have my opening balance and I have my payments. So the balance is going to be the opening less the payment. When I get the statement, I can see what's my interest and my closing. Okay, just keep reminding yourself of that. So what's my interest?
126080.
Okay, so it's 126. I just want to make sure that you show me, because this will literally be 1, 2, 3, 4 marks. Ne? So can you see if you did something wrong, this is going to be wrong. So I need to be able to see your calculation. Don't put your calculation somewhere where I can't see it. Meaning, not on your question paper, because I can't see your question paper. Okay, next one. What is the next one? Water and electricity, not yet paid. So I know this is a accrued. It's outstanding. So I'm going to have water and electricity. I already wrote it here. Accrued plus 330. So that gives me 3570. Next one, insurance includes an annual premium, and you can see it's in advance, So insurance is going to be a minus. So what do they say? My financial year ends 28 February, right? So they say this premium is 1st December till next year 30 November. So if I look in this year, how long did I have it? December, January, February, 3 months. So how many months is in advance? 9. 12 minus 3 gives me 9. So I take that for 1440, 9 months in advance, and that gives me 1080. Okay, so my insurance is going to be 3320. No, is it right? Okay, 20,000 of the fixed deposit will mature next year. That's for my balance sheet. A set of offices, now look at this one. A set of offices was let from 1st Jan at 2,4, and then 1st Jan it increases to 2,640. Can you see they give you enough information to calculate this amount here? Because if you think about it, how does this work? My rent income will have an opening balance. It will have either an accrued income or an income received in advance. Ne? Either one, can't have both, either. And then I'm going to close it off to profit and loss. You guys with me? Now what is profit and loss? Profit and loss is the amount that goes to the income statement. The accrued income and the income in advance is the amount that goes to the balance sheet. Is everybody with me? Now what they usually do, like they did now, is they would give me the opening balance. And that is 31920. Okay. Then what they usually do is they will tell you, oh, they pay us so much and 1 month in advance, but they'll give us the information to calculate the accrued income or the income received in advance. Ne? Can you see they'll give me the adjustment? And then I balance it on profit and loss. Ne? So usually I'm used to, I would say, plus the accrued income or minus the income in advance, and then I get the answer. That's how I usually do it. But if I read this one, what they did with this one is they actually told me how much I can expect to receive, because they tell me we rented it out from 1st January 2011 at 2.4. Okay, so every month it's 2.4. When does my year start? 1st of March, ne? 2021. How much does this guy pay per month? 2,400. You agree with me? Because 2011 he pays 2.4. 2012 he pays 2.4. Can you see I never increased the rent? Ne? Maybe it's a family member, someone I know that's studying, is a student, so I keep the rent constant. Okay. So, in other words, if I look at my financial year, 1st of March, 21, 28 February, 22, can you see the rent increases on the 1st of Jan? Ne? And can you see nowhere there do they tell me if he paid in advance or if he still owes me? Okay, but what do they tell me? Can you see? They tell me that for 10 months he pays me 2.4, and for 2 months he pays me 2,640. Can you see that? Does that make sense to you? Hello? Okay, so if I say 2,400 times 10, it's going to give me 24. And if I say 2,640 times 2, it's going to give me what? 5,280. Can you see? They have given me the profit and loss is those two together, the 24 plus the 5,280. Can you see? I'm supposed to receive 29,280. Is this a accrued? Does he still owe me, or did he pay in advance? No, look here. What side, if I have to balance, what side am I going to balance? Debit or credit? Debit. Can you see? This side is short. And how much is that side short? How much is it short? What are you going to do? You're going to use your brain. And you're going to say, how do I balance? In other words, I'm going to say 31,920 less 29,280 gives me what? 2640. Doesn't that suspiciously sound a lot like the new rent? Now I'm asking you, What does that tell you? Because rent is a income, so it's a minus plus. So it's definitely not accrued, so it's going to be in advance because it's on the minus side. So how would you have done it? Usually you would have said 31,920 less 2,640, and that gives me 2,980. But can you see, what did they do now? They are shaking things up. They give you this and this. So what are you calculating? You are calculating the income in advance, which goes to the balance sheet. Can you see? They just did it the other way around. I see you don't understand. Let me do it easy. I'm not going to use these amounts. I'm going to tell you, so please listen. Okay? So I have rent income. I tell you, you have an opening balance of 14, ne? Right? Then what you are used to is, I would say to you, oh, you have income received in advance, 2 rand for 2 months. Say for 2 months. Ne? So income received in advance goes what side? The minus side. If I received in advance, how many months did I receive? Oh, 14, meaning it's 1 rand per month, ne? Meaning it's 2 rand for 2 months. So what am I supposed to receive? Oh, I'm supposed to receive 12. Does this look like what you've done? Mfundo?
Yes.
Yeah. This looks like the way you are used to it. Okay. So now what do they do different? What they do different is they tell you, instead of saying, so this one here, they would say 2 months in advance. Ne? Then it looks like that. Now, with this one, again, they gave me the rent income as a balance of 14. But now they don't tell me 2 months are in advance. They tell me rent is 1 rand per month. Now what can I calculate if they tell me what the rent is? I can calculate how much I'm supposed to receive. So I know I'm supposed to receive profit and loss 12 rand. Nay, because I say 12 times 1. Okay? Is everybody with me? So now what do you see? I'm supposed to get 12, but I got 14. What does that tell you in Accountanese? 2 months paid in advance. Okay? Can you see that? Because, or let's do it in normal English. Oh, he paid me 2 rand too much. You see? He overpaid me. Okay. Am I going to show the 14 or the 12? The 12. How will I show the 12? I will say the 14 less 2 gives me 12. And what do I always less if it's an adjustment? The future in advance. Do you guys get it now? So what they did here, let me go through it again. What they did here is, instead of telling you what the adjustment is, instead of telling you, oh, 1 month was paid in advance, which would be easy for you because then you know, oh, it's the last month, so it would be the balance less the 2,640. That's how you are used to it. What do they do now? They tell you how much are you supposed to receive. They tell you, for 10 months you receive this, for 2 months you're supposed to receive that. Then when you work out the total, you get what the income is. So the income is 29, what is it? 29 to 80. Right. You see that? What did they do here? Let's go again. they tell you from March to December for 10 months, this guy paid me 2,400. For January and February, he paid me 2,640. If I add that, I get 2,9,280. This is what I'm supposed to get. Did I get 2,9,280? Yes, but I got even more. He overpaid me. You see? Because he overpaid me, it means the difference is going to give me what he paid too much. Oh, he actually paid for next month already. Can you see? Go through it again. Next one. So now I need to finish up my income statement.